I had received a call from our dispatchers that St. Louis City Police Department had contacted us to let us know that a driver was driving down Highway 55 with a small puppy being drugged behind his truck. To see this puppy, it broke my heart to think that this could happen. The first call I made was to my director to relay to the veterinarian what I had seen. That, I let him know that you could see bone, you could see muscle tissue and tendon. At that time there was a lot of blood loss, but I did let them know he was still awake and alert, that he had not been knocked unconscious. And at that point it was, get him there as quickly as possible. And the exam room staff, as they always do, immediately stepped into action, and when I got to the facility in Maryland Heights, they were prepared for exactly what I brought them.
Trooper was in shock and very weak. He had numerous exposed injuries, deep injuries, and we had to make a decision on him. Could he be treated and have a good recovery, or would it have been more humane to have put him down at that point in time?
When Trooper first came in, of course, it was all about assessing his current medical condition, the depth of the injuries, the various traumas that he suffered, what his current vital signs were. I mean, it really was life and death in those first few days.
My first gut feeling regarding Trooper was wanted to see how he would do with shock treatment. We would know very quickly if Trooper was, going to come out of it or not, because at least on initial assessment, Trooper had no internal injuries to his heart, lungs, or internal organs. He had mostly injuries to his skin, muscles, joints, things that can be treated with given enough time and effort. And so we started treating Trooper for his shock, and he started coming out of shock in a reasonable amount of time. And the decision was made to, at that point, get further wound care on him and send him over to a different department where they could put him under some anesthesia since he had come out of shock, and get him top-notch care on treating those wounds to try and prevent infection.
The investigation into Trooper's case started from our first arrival on the scene. And we basically had two investigators divide duties at that point. One rushed Trooper to medical care, intensive medical care. The other one was on the scene from that very moment, started collecting information, interviews, leads. You take pictures at the scene. There was a leash and collar involved in this case that basically was taken and secured as evidence. And then it really was a lot of man hours, a lot of researching, using every resource available to us to basically follow every single lead, check out every possible story to either prove or disprove what was believed to have happened at the time, and searching out the piece of information and evidence that would literally break the case. It really was old-fashioned man hours, nose to the grindstone. We had multiple people working this case at the same time. And so it was a big collaborative effort for the Animal Cruelty Task Force to follow this case all the way through to what's now is charges of animal abuse.